Shalom Alaikum.
Shalom.
Okay, Shukam Kapash.
I'm Marv Kwam.
Okay, giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles, the GMS, and honor that led to the brethren on the highest by teaching truth and all sincerity. Okay, another lesson or topic, just going into all the discord, all the division that's going around in the world right now, okay, which is being set up by the elites, okay, to create this chaos, man. Okay, which is going to ensue, around the world, which is going to cause, this mark of the beast to be introduced, man. Because the way things are lined up right now, everything that's going on right now, there's division in almost every aspect of people's lives now, man. And a lot of it plays a pivotal role in the downfall of this kingdom, man. Okay, and like I said, through all this turmoil that's gonna take place. Okay, add on top with a World War III and economic collapse and all that kind of stuff, man. This is gonna, lead to the mark of the beast being rolled out, man.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is the vision of the elites of these wicked Edomite elites, right? To create their one world order. Okay, they need all this uncertainty and worry, this chaos to really create their one world order, because they come up with they what they call that problem
equation, yeah.
No, but they call that problem reaction solution or something like that.
Yeah.
Something to that effect, where they create the problem, okay, which they cause a problem in everything. Everything in this world, they've created a problem, but they're going to be the ones to remedy or offer the remedy. Okay, which is your solution, because you're going to be turning to somebody to right these things that are getting out of hand. Okay, and things are really getting out of hand right now. Okay, and it's only going to get worse, because we got here in the UK, we got the Brexit happening, and the no deal, all this kind of stuff that is going to create great instability, not just here in the UK, but outside the UK as well, in Europe. It's going to cause instability, which is not good for nobody. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say mass hysteria and great desperation. Great desperation, man. And people are going to want answers, because they're going to find themselves in situations where their pride is not going to stand beside them anymore, and that pride's going to have to leave in terms of their life. It will be in doubt, whether it be their jobs, their livelihood, their family life, their every yearly holidays, from the rich on down to the poor. All right, the middle class is getting is destroyed. So people are finding themselves from higher and poorer living classes to be feeling that desperate situation, and the answer is going to be the RFID chip. That rich and poor, free and bond. So anyway, we're going to go into it, man. Yeah,
we just got more things before you start that. Okay, because like I said, at this minute, there are a lot of things happening right now, which are, causing discomfort among people, right? Because like I said, here we got the Brexit happening. Okay, no one knows what's going to be the outcome of all this, and the government saying one thing and the other analysts are saying another thing. Doomsday this, and truth be told, whatever the result is, deal, no deal, super. It doesn't matter, man. It's all going to end up in a shit heap, man. Okay, you got Scotland, which is part of the UK, saying, "Oh, we're going to separate from England and all that kind of stuff if we get a no deal from the Brexit and that kind of stuff." All these divisions, all these cracks are enveloping right here. It's causing racial tensions here. Okay, because that was the premise of the Brexit to start off with, the fact that these people don't like foreigners, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's all going to fuck up, man. That's going to cause all kinds of shit. Now, right now, also, you got the problem with the Catholic Church right now. Okay, with the paedophilia thing. Okay, so you got those that are not down with the church yet. The Pope come out in an article talking about, basically blaming the people for what's happened. Calling them wild dogs, man, trying to, go after them because there's some stank, wicked shit happening in your circles, and you don't want to deal with it. You're trying to say, oh, you're chasing off the ghosts pretty much. Okay, But you got your wickedness inside that place, man. Okay, so there's people feeling, disenchanted with the church and that kind of stuff, which they should never be in that fucking place anyway. Okay, but it's causing rifts in people's faiths and stuff like that. Okay, you still got the Muslims out there posing as the terrorists and that. So people got problem with Muslims, all this kind of shit. You got shit happening over there in America with the right and the left, and all this shit that's happening politically.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of discord going around everywhere, and that's all part of the elite's plan. They've designed all this to be one fucking shitstorm. Okay, because like I said, any of these one things can lead to another thing quite easily.
Hey, even all these other nations, man. Whether it be in NATO or,
you got the world,
the EU, they're all on edge as well, because they're looking at, where are they going to be stable in the time to come? They're seeing the coming instability economically, and especially in terms of war. They're thinking, yo, I've got to be prepared. I've got to be ready for anything that can come. And everyone, as we know, according to prophecy, is going to be headlong, targeting America, man.
So you got people dishing the dollar. Okay, the world reserve currency. You got people dropping that shit, the Russians, the Chinese, and that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, you got Trump fucking with all these allies, man, doing setting tariffs on people and shit, creating bad blood.
Yeah.
Okay, all these, you got the war in the Middle East. There, you got Israel threatening to attack Syria, that kind of stuff. There, it's a whole bunch of shit that's happening right now, and it's all snowballing.
Yeah, everyone's.
It's all snowballing, man.
Yeah.
Okay, but like I said, this is all by design. The elites have purposely made it this way to bring in that new world order through all this chaos. Okay, and we're gonna get a very notorious quote that they use, man. Okay, a Latin word that they use, man. Okay, which is ordo ab chaos. Okay, if you can read where it comes from, says that the masonry. Yeah. Go on.
Alright, this is the urbandictionary.com. It says top definition: order out of chaos.
Okay, so order out of chaos. So they can consolidate order out of complete mayhem.
Control.
Okay, which is what's being produced right now, being created. Okay.
It says, or in Old Latin, ordo ab chaos.
Yep.
A Latin expression meaning order out of chaos, a motto of the 33rd degree, and having the same illusions as lug e tenebris, which see in this work. The invention of this motto is to be attributed to the Supreme Council of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite.
Okay, and this is all out of Freemasonry. So when it's talking about the 33 degrees, it's talking about the 33 degree masonry, right? This is where this term comes from. Because we know they're behind the scenes plotting shit and doing all kind of dubious shit, where they try and front and just being in some sort of charitable organization. Okay, we know their tentacles go a bit further than that. Okay, linking up with the elites and stuff like that, changing, governing world affairs, man. Okay, and like I said, this is what's bringing it to this point now. This is why everything's so fucked up right now. Okay, that would be it on that, really.
Yeah, that's it, man.
So order ab chaos is one of the things that they establish. You got something better there?
Yeah, this is order out of chaos from Google. Subtitle, I think it says Freemasonry and Jesuit Front. Anyway, it's titled "The Jesuit Order Out of Chaos Became the Motto of 33 Degree Masons." It says the first step, thesis, is to create a problem. The second step, antithesis, is to generate opposition to the problem. Fear, panic, and hysteria. The third step, synthesis, is to offer the solution to the problem created by step one, a change which would have been impossible to impose upon the people without proper psychological conditioning achieved in stages 1 and 2. An example of that is Russia. They basically made Russia a great boogeyman deliberately in terms of politics and so forth, and blaming them for different things to really cover what they're doing behind closed doors, as well as Russia doing their thing, really to hide what they're doing behind closed doors, just so that they can justify it. once you believe in what they've fed you, in what they want you to believe. So basically, like it said, is a proper psychological conditioning, all right, which is achieved in 2 stages.
Okay, so basically that's what the people are going through right now. It's this psychological conditioning. Okay, the reasons why all these problems are happening is because they're setting them up to happen. Okay, for them to garner in that new world order by bringing in this solution, which is going to be that new world order with the mark of the beast, with the new with one world religion. Okay, and all that kind of stuff. There, all these problems are existing because of that. Okay, because this is what they're going to come with, right? If you grab me did you get the other one up with the Albert Pike, 3 Worlds War?
No, I didn't get that.
Okay. So like I said, there's a lot of things happening right now, which is just culminating in this big disorder, this big chaos that's gonna happen. Okay. Like I said, it's been set up for elites to happen that way, for them to come in and save the people. Okay, and the plans of it is outlined in Albert Pike's letter to Mazzini. Okay, which speaks about, you know, the run-ups to these wars. Okay, World War One and Two has already taken place. Okay, they were planned by the elites to do what they did. Okay, which ended up creating the state of Israel. Okay, for them gutter rats to occupy. Okay, but World War Three is which we're running, or we're within now. Okay, is to set up a different set of goals, man. Okay, to consolidate power. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got something because the other one it wouldn't let me go on by my SIM card.
Okay.
But it says in 1870, Illuminati Grand Wizard Albert Pike predicted how the 3 world wars will start. It says Albert Pike had a vision, and he then wrote a letter to Mazzini and posted it on August 15th, 1871. In the letter, he outlined in great detail the plans for 3 world wars, which he said would then bring about 1 world order. Today, people have marveled at just how accurate his vision and predictions were, as 2 of the 3 wars have already taken place, World War I and World War II, while World War III is yet to happen.
Okay, is there actual points on the document? Okay, yeah. So, okay, do me a favor, read this from
They're not the same.
Sort of. Read it from up here.
All right. This is regarding World War II. It said after the Second World War, communism was made strong enough to begin taking over weaker governments. In 1945, at the Potsdam Conference between Truman, Churchill, and Stalin, a large portion of Europe was simply handed over to Russia. And on the other side of the world, the aftermath of the war with Japan helped to sweep the tide of communism into China. Readers who argue that the terms Nazism and Zionism were not known in 1871 should remember that the Illuminati invented both these movements. In addition, communism as an ideology and as a coined phrase originates in France during the Revolution. In 1785, Restif coined the phrase 4 years before revolution broke out. Restif and Babeuf, in turn, were influenced by Rousseau, as was the most famous conspirator of them all, Adam Weishaupt.
Yeah. Okay. So read the Third World War, because this is what we're currently dealing with right now. Okay, and like I said, this you know, all these things that you see going on is part of this plan. Okay.
This is regarding the Third World War. It says the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agenda of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world.
Okay, so that's that front right now. That's why you got that problem down in the Middle East. Okay, you got the state of Israel okay, and you got the nation of Iran, right, and all the other Muslim nations around there. Okay, that's where the war's gonna be at, man. Okay, because there's problems with that whole those two sides, man. Okay, go on.
The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other.
Okay, so this is where the war is going to be fought, and that's what the end result is only going to be. Okay, but that's why right now, you know, besides of Russia, you know, Islam and terrorists are boogeymen, created to be feared and hated by people. Okay, you got those that on both sides saying, "Oh, Muslims are good," and you got those that saying, "Oh, Muslims are monsters," and all this kind of stuff there. Okay, same with, you know, with the Russians, what they portray the Russians to be as, man. Okay, so they're creating those frictions between, you know, the common people and their perception of these forces, these entities, right? Go on up.
It says, meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion.
Okay, so these two opposing thoughts of you know about these things, because you got people for and against Muslims and all this kind of stuff going on for every system that's put out there. The two combining forces, obviously, they're gonna play against each other. Okay, and the result of that is just disaster. Okay, okay. So basically, those two, they can't work. They're gonna cancel each other out. Okay, and that's the idea, to bring something else after that. Go on up.
We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists.
Okay, those that don't believe in the Most High or any God. Okay, because they're gonna seem to be the more logical ones, because they don't deal with, with faiths, things that they can't see. Okay, they deal with what they can touch, and you know, all this God stuff is just stories to them.
Yeah,
so they're gonna say, look, you're fighting over this and that for what? For some God you can't see. Okay, you're mad. Okay, and they're gonna make you feel like dickheads for that you're causing all these problems
they're gonna condemn you
over some religion that no one can prove. Okay, so this is what they're setting up. That all these religions is bullshit. That's what they're setting up for all these religions to be classified as bullshit. Okay, which they are. All these religions are bullshit. But I tell you what, okay, the God of the Bible is a true power, man, a real power. Okay, so much so that all this planning that the elites are doing, man, is really ultimately the plan of the Heavenly Father. Okay, which they're gonna, they're gonna get fucked over at the end of it. But yeah, continue on up.
We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror.
So they're gonna be, protests and things like that, to shut down this and boycott that, against those that have faiths and stuff like that, man. But yeah,
will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from the moment be without compass or direction.
All right, so like I said, you got all the problems with the church right now. People are not feeling it, as they previously felt going to church and that kind of stuff. Because how can the God's house, so-called God's house, have a bunch of pedophiles in it, man? How can it cause all this suffering? How can these Muslims cause all this suffering? They're going to be disenchanted with these religions, man.
Doubt.
Okay, and they're gonna pay, like it says here, they're gonna pay the atheist hand in convincing people, man, that you're following a bunch of bullshit. Okay, that's what it's gonna come out to be. So like, let me just get this back on the screen, timed out. Okay, so yeah.
Where were we? Anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration.
Okay, so they want something in place of it. They want something to, right these things. Okay, but they're not going to see it in Christianity no more. They're not going to see it in Islam. They're not going to see it in all these other things. Okay, but there is going to be an offer on the table from these atheists, from these nihilists. Okay, go on up.
It says, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer.
Okay, and this is where this one world religion comes into play. Okay, which they're setting up, and that's why you see all these religions, they're kind of amalgamating themselves together. You know, they'll have I'm gonna call it conferences, but they'll get together in like a summit kind of thing, and you know, discuss about world matters. Yeah. Okay, all these religions as if they were one religion, like they all believe the same thing. Well, that is why, you know, when you go deep into what that, man. I'm gonna go like in the age of Aquarius, man. Okay, there's another term that escapes my mind right now, but obviously goes into the cosmic Christ, okay, which they call Lord Maitreya, man. This is what they speak about as the Luciferian doctrine. Okay, so this is the loving, happy spirit things that these people want. That's why they promote it in their religions, man. Even though that's not what's written. Okay, so they're gonna you know, portray this Lord Maitreya as the one that you mistook for the Lord's Son. Okay, the one that he seems to fit all the doctrines all these other people teach, even though it's not written in the scriptures, but he fits what everybody's perception of that Son of Man is. Okay, which is nothing but Satan. Okay, go on up.
It says, brought finally out in the public view, this manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time.
Okay, because the proof would be, because these atheists, they, you know, had a strong hand in destroying the Islamic Christian communities, but when something does turn up, they're going to have to accept that. Yeah. Okay, so that's why atheists are not even going to be in it at the end of the day. But people are going to follow this thing, this Luciferian doctrine. Okay, and that goes into that one world religion. Okay, the one world order is going to be caused by that world war and that great catastrophe, that great chaos is going to be created. Okay, and everybody has to come together to stop that happen, stop it from continuing, because they're going to want to stop all this violence. Okay, because like I said, all this thing that we're going for right now is just snowballing, man, till we get to that point where, you know, scripture talks about a time not seen on earth before, man. This shit's going to go crazy out here, man. Yeah,
everyone's going to be looking to blame each other, man. One side's going to be blaming that side, the other side's going to be blaming that side. And then basically you're going to have people in between that don't want to choose sides. They're going to want help, man. They're going to be desperate to find, and that's, you know, Satan preys on the weak, man. And through those that you know, great weakness, Esau will be able to put whatever he wants into place, man, and say the people asked for it. Yep. Just like the Brexit right now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Esau's plan for this, but ultimately this is the plan of the Heavenly Father for the elites of Esau to fail. Okay, because they're gassed on their own plan. They're gassing themselves, man. You know, they think they've done it perfect. They're doing everything perfect. The people can't see it because the people are stupid, man. They don't see what's happening. Only men in the Lord see what's happening because we got the scriptures, man. Okay, brother, you can get me Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. We'll get that to start off with.
Alright. This is the book of Daniel.
Actually, get me for 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Slap you up.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, we know the plans, and we can see their plans unfolding. Okay, we know about the mark of the beast. We know what is he doing? He's getting rid of cash. Okay, he's making this RFID technology in everything, not even just in your phone or your bank card. Now it's in everything, to do everything, because we know it does more than just pay for things or just track things. Okay, it has a multitude of applications, man. So he's getting rid of all this cash. We know the bank is looking to crash that. Got no cash. So, you know, so we know what his plans are. We know he's trying to set up a World War III. We know Russia's that antagonist that he's setting up to be that boogeyman. We know that World War is going to be in the Middle East, because that's where everyone is right now. Okay, we know he's trying to cause division in the peoples. That's what he's doing. to create this chaos. That's part of his motto. Okay, so we're not ignorant of his device. We know what his plans are, man. Okay, we're just watching him do it. Okay, and we're trying to relate to the people, man, but the people can't see it. They've been blinded. Okay?
Appreciate.
Can't up.
Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us?
Yep.
Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Okay, we see, the Heavenly Father sees. Okay, and gives us an understanding of those things. Okay, so we're not ignorant. We're not made ignorant because we're with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and He's giving us understanding these scriptures. So when we see it, it pairs up. It matches up to what the scripture's saying. And it makes sense. Okay? We're not just blindly walking into things. We are witnessing it. It is, part of the evidence not seen. It is part of the evidence. It's something that manifests itself, man. That's why it's evidence to us. Okay? Got more?
Yeah, it says, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he hath no understanding? Alright, the Heavenly Father created all things, man, and including the people that come up with these ideas and so forth, and their pride has got them believing that they come up with it. They're so great, they're intelligent, but the Heavenly Father give them that wisdom that they have. That's why whatever they think they're doing is not going to be in the power of, it's in the power of their hands right now, because the Heavenly Father wants them to have that power. But then ultimately it's the Heavenly Father using them as puppets to bring forth his word, which is these prophecies.
That's right. Satan's got them gassed because Satan's got them believing that if he does all these things that he's currently on path to do, that he can become a god. A one that can usurp the authority of the Heavenly Father. But he gonna find out that he, as you say, he's just a man, okay, and not God. Okay, grab me Daniel's chapter 12 verse 1.
This is Daniel's chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered.
All right. Oh yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Everyone that shall be found written in the book.
All right. So there's that time which is being spoken of. It's gonna be so great, so terrible. Okay, and that's the day we're running into, man. That's where we're heading right now. Okay, that chaos that's gonna come on this place is that time, man. Because Esau's gonna fuck up everything, man. Esau's been fucking up shit. Okay, and like I say, it's gonna peak. Okay, and all shit's gonna go wrong. There's gonna be sedition among men. As it tells you, man. We might as well grab that next. There's gonna be no food, no nothing, there's gonna be war, race riots, famine, violence. Okay, going around the whole earth. Okay, it's not going to be isolated. It's going to be everywhere, man. Because this whole thing's going to collapse, man. Okay, that's why it's going to take a world government. Esau's going to bring it like that. It's going to take a world government to right it, to bring it back for stability and peace. Okay, and that's why he's going to say, you're going to need to take chips. You're going to need to do this. You're going to have to obey us. Okay, you're going to have to bow down.
It's basically a discipline, because it's like having a child, man. These people are in a childlike state of mind. They need leading, and basically them being in that childlike state of mind, you get a child, you just have to put fear in that child, so that when they think of the balance between doing what you've told them and the joy of whatever folly they want to do, they see the fear in the consequence, so they think, nah, we're gonna choose that. It's the same principle with the people or the servants of this world, man. Basically being that Esau can discipline your mind into knowing that outside of what you want to happen, there is a great horrible situation that you can't digest, you can't accept it, so automatically it's a no-brainer for you when he offers you these solutions, if you will, you're going to just take them because your mind's already disciplined to know, wow, I don't want to feel that again, I don't want to go through that again, whatever bad situation
it's like trauma therapy.
Yeah, trauma therapy. Yeah,
trauma therapy, man.
Trauma.
You know, and you just want it to stop.
That's right.
So you'll agree with whatever's on the table, man, to make it stop. Okay, it seems like the most logical thing to do for the greater of mankind and that kind of bullshit. Okay, but you're gonna have those that are not down with that, and they're gonna fight. Okay, but they're gonna be looking at, why are you fighting? You know, why are you killing people? Why are you killing us? What, you know, there's so much division that's gonna be created and is being created as we speak. You know, the world is gonna be in a like I said, more spiritual exhaustion from it all. Okay, and then it's gonna turn around and they'll be malleable slaves by that point, man. We'll take the chip, just write everything, man. Get us food and water and all this kind of stuff, man, because they're weak. Okay, they're spiritually, you know, they're not built to enjoy all that kind of stuff. So that's down to the men of the Lord to resist and, you know, push through these things through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, men have been weakened, man. Going back into you know, masculinity and so forth, man, where women had their rights and so forth, basically turning men into, you know, women worshippers and so forth. They've demasculated men to make them even easier and susceptible to accepting anything the government says, because they know that their women are gonna lament straight away, and the men are gonna follow suit. It was all a process, purposed to achieve their agenda.
Social manipulation, social engineering, you know, is the real term. It's the real term for it. But you know, this is what it's been all about, man. Okay, getting you to that point. Okay, it's just getting you to that point. All this is just to get you to that point, to be subservient. that's it. Okay.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand.
Alright, so that's that time of violence, man. Okay, go on now.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
So that's your governments, your forces, man. Okay, your police forces, your armies and stuff like that. You know, you're not gonna give a damn. Okay, because it's gonna be every man for himself kind of thing. You know, you're gonna group together, you know, in groups and stuff like that, whether it be, you know, racially or family, you know, whatever it is, man. You're gonna do that, you know, to survive, because strength in numbers and that kind of shit. Okay, but ultimately, man, you're gonna be fending for yourselves, man, and you're not gonna give a damn.
Like you said, it's gonna be, you know, divided amongst yourselves. But race is gonna play a great factor, because everyone's gonna be in primitive mode. Everyone's
for a target, man, in that time, because you need to take something from somewhere for somebody, and they're more likely to go against, you know, other races than their own races to start off with, you know, until they, you know, there's nothing else to take, and they're not turning on each other. But you know, it's always that hatred in their heart. They go after Jake. They go after the, you know, these other foreign nations and stuff, that before they go after each other, you know. Yep.
It says,
oh, was that it?
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, continue up. Yep.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Okay, that's lockdown, basically, man. Okay, you're gonna cut off all the routes in and out of cities. Okay, going up.
For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yep.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
All right. So, like I said, man, in that time, man, it's gonna come. That's that peak moment. That's where it's gonna come to its peak, where everything's fucked. Okay, this is not just the talking about things being fucked, like we're talking about the Brexit. Oh, this could happen and that could happen. When it actually happens, when we cross that road, that is when this will happen. People will lose their minds. Okay, because we can talk about, oh yeah, this could happen if this has happened, if that, you know, we can talk about all the outcomes, but until we get to the outcome, things will go on relatively normal until you find out you got no money in your bank, until you find out there's no food in the stores. Okay, until you find out there's military on the street and police on the street with, you know, M16s and shit. Okay, that's when it comes to that point.
Till you find out regarding the UK, namely that, you know, you got worse problems than the Brexit. You got worse problems than the Brexit, man. You think you're better off just even if you was to stay in the EU. The prophecies can't be disannulled.
Yeah, it's still gonna happen.
Still gonna happen.
You know,
so
but this is how the prophecy is manifesting itself. This is all what's happening according to prophecy. So, like I said, there's a whole, you know, world war going on. So you're not gonna realize that until bombs are dropping on your doorstep, man. You know, because we know just from watching the geopolitics of things that shit's gonna fuck up here as soon as Britain leaves.
The distraction.
You know,
the Brexit is just a big distraction of what's really behind. What's really gonna happen, man? You're fucked.
It's part of the puzzle, but they ain't the whole picture. It ain't the whole picture. It's just the run-up. Everything's just the run-up to make life as bad as it, so it can be what we're reading right here. This madness.
Yeah, creating false hope. Just letting you down slowly.
You know? Oh, we're preparing for a no deal. Well, it doesn't matter if you prepare or not. You know, you're not gonna survive and end of it all, man.
The loser that 41.
You know? But yeah, that's it on that. Grab me Matthew 12 verse 26. Sure. You know, because like I said, there's all these cracks in Esau's kingdom. None of it's working right, and none of it doesn't look as nice as it once did. America don't look as pretty as it once did. Britain don't look as pretty as it once did.
Splendor's gone.
It's all broken and fucked, and people can know that and they see it. You know, and they're disenchanted with that whole illusion of Esau's kingdom now. Because it's coming to its end. Yeah,
well, scripture just said they should not regard their kings nor princes, man. They're not going to regard the authorities. They say to hell with the authorities. Look at what the authorities are doing with the Brexit. You know, they ain't come up with
incompetent.
Man. You know, they ain't come up with a damn conclusion or any results for the people whatsoever, man. It's just a whole mockery.
But then all this they're gonna turn around and blame it on you. Because that's what ultimately was gonna happen. The government's gonna blame it on you. You wanted this. We listened to you, and this is what's happened. We tried to make the whole world one. But you didn't want that. Okay, you wanted the separation. You wanted this, and this is what's happened. So you know,
we need to.
It's I told you so shit.
You
know, but they were the orchestrators of it. They knew that was going to happen. They were set up to do that. You know, go on.
I kind of.
Matthew 12 and 26.
It's a lot, yeah. Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Okay, so the point of that is it can't stand. But Esau's purposely making it like that to bring about stability, but it's not going to work out. It's not going to pan out how he thinks it will. Because I say he thinks he's going to accomplish that which he seeks to do. Okay, but the Most High is going to disappoint him. He says he disappointed the devices of the wicked. Okay, you know, the enterprise and that, man. So he's creating this instability, thinking that he can consolidate it. That's what the order of Apikeo is, right? Okay, but the Most High, Yahweh Shai, when Most High going to step in and take over while all this is going on, man. This is where it's gonna get super peak, okay? Because all that planning shit ain't gonna mean a damn thing. Because now you got Yahweh Shai and the angels to deal with, but you can't deal with them. So you're gonna lose your kingdom through all this meddling that you're doing, you know, and you're gonna be destroyed by the workings of your own hands. Okay, with the thermonuclear weapons, man. Okay, so yeah, his kingdom's dividing and it can't stand, man. Okay, if you give me Daniel chapter 2. Verse 41. We'll just read from 41, won't read the whole thing.
Daniel 2 and 41. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Right.
So this is talking about this last kingdom that we're currently residing in, right? Okay. It's speaking about you know, the weaker parts of the kingdom to the stronger parts. I mean, there's in Esau's kingdom there are stronger places like, you know, America and stuff like that, but there's weaker parts as well. But they're all divided. They don't get on, and it's evident more than any other time they don't get on. This is probably the worst time it's been, like, where all these so-called friends, allies, are not getting on.
Yeah, their own parties are going up against them. I can't remember, there was the article.
America's meant to be, you know, friend of the world and that kind of stuff. Britain, special relationships, all that kind of stuff. But they're stacking tariffs on everybody, man, fucking up everybody's economy. You know, people want to stay away from America and stuff like that just because Trump's in power. Well, Trump may very well be the last president, man, because this kind of fits what's happening. Okay, go on now.
This is in part of iron. The kingdom shall be divided.
Yep.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
Okay, so as a collective, they still got that military might because they spend most of their money on that anyway. America spends most of their money on that anyway, so it's like they still have the power, but everything else is still fucked.
Yep.
You know, everything's
falling
fucked.
apart, basically.
That's the only thing that's being maintained, sort of, is their military power, man. You know.
And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
Right. So partly strong, partly broken. So there's weaker elements to this kingdom than others, man. Britain's meant to be a stronger one, man. But hey, eventually it's all going to become broken. You know, because right now. Go ahead. You was gonna say it. Well, I was gonna say, you know, the weaker the vessels of that clay in the iron are these weaker nations like Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Greece, and Spain. Okay, then the known ones that, you know, that are known to be weaker. Okay, but eventually the whole of the EU, America is gonna crumble, man. It's all gonna be dissolved, because hey, what happens at the end of the scripture? The rock, the rock that was made without hands comes and smashes it all. Okay, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it's all gonna fall apart anyway. Okay, but it's just like I said, it's snowballing. Everything's just leading up to that time where everything's just destroyed. Okay, it's really broken. Okay, you gonna say that, or you saying else?
I was gonna say, just basically that, you know, the UK, you know, right now it's all together, so to speak, but you know, there's certain people that are under the banner of being United Kingdom that don't want to be under that banner anymore, that want to be independent from the United Kingdom.
Yep. Well, I mentioned Scotland earlier. Yeah. They already tried to leave. And they failed, but you know.
Now they're trying again. They're having you know, whatever you call them, the gatherings, man, to try and promote it. This is verse 43. It says, "And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men."
Okay, so with the other nations, yeah.
"But they shall not cleave one to another."
There's divisions, there's problems between them, man. Like we read that in the Albert Pike article, man. You know, they're being bounced off one another, man. Cause contention and friction between one another.
Bad water.
You know, they don't cleave to one another, man. They're not meant to be together like that. Okay, but you got the elite stirring up shit all the damn time. Okay, no, no.
Not cleave one to another, even as my iron is not mixed with clay.
Yep, they can't mix.
"And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever."
Okay, which is the kingdom of Yahweh Shai. Okay, which is the kingdom of the Israelites. Okay, which is written in prophecy. Okay, that's who the next kingdom belongs to. Okay, so none of these existing, you know, nations are going to come up and rule the ship. They're all going to be destroyed. They're all part of this system. You know, really. Okay, so the new one is going to be Yahweh Shai when he returns, man. Okay. In Proverbs chapter 6, verse 14, and then
this is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 14. It says, "Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord."
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now, man. Okay, but you know, it ain't gonna end well for him, man. Okay, what does it say above that?
"He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers."
So this is talking about the wicked, right? You know, everybody's face.